My name is Elena Vance and I'm 29 years old. When my older brother Marcus graduated, my father handed him the keys to a penthouse in downtown Chicago. When I graduated, he slid a faded envelope across the kitchen table, a deed to a crumbling farmhouse and 14 acres of what he called unusable scrubland. He didn't even pause his conversation with Marcus about stock portfolios. Take the old property. At least you can't make it worse. I didn't cry. I didn't argue. I packed my car and drove 6 hours north. 2 years later, my sunflower fields blew up on TikTok. That's when my mother appeared at my gate, not with a congratulations, not with a casserole. She came with a demand. You have 48 hours to vacate. Your brother's investors need the collateral. What she didn't realize was that the flowers were just the beginning. She didn't know what I'd been building underground. May 2019, Chicago, Illinois. Marcus graduated from Northwestern's business school. He was 27, wearing a suit that cost more than my first car, and he'd already lined up a job at a hedge fund pulling in $190,000. We celebrated at Maple and Ash downtown, 8 of us around a long table. The bill came to $740. Marcus ordered a second bottle of expensive wine. My father didn't blink. Halfway through dessert, my father stood. Harold Vance, 64 years old, still running his commercial real estate firm like an emperor surveying his kingdom. Marcus, he announced, we've secured you a place in the Gold Coast. 24th floor, panoramic views, 1,400 square feet. My mother, Patricia, 59 at the time, was practically glowing. She'd been sitting on this secret for weeks. $925,000, my father continued. And we're covering the furnishings. Get yourself established properly. Marcus didn't act surprised. He'd been expecting it. Of course he had. He stood, hugged my father, kissed my mother's cheek. They were all misty-eyed, success tears, legacy tears. I was 22, sitting at the far end of the table. I did the math in my head. $925,000 for the apartment. Another $20,000 for furniture. Zero total. My mother reached across the table, patted my hand. Your turn, sweetheart, when you're ready to settle down. I believed her. May 2022. 3 years later, I graduated from the University of Wisconsin with an agronomy degree. 3.8 GPA. I'd worked 2 campus jobs and taken minimal loans. I thought I'd done everything right. We went to a diner called the Rusty Spoon. My choice, affordable. The meal for 4 came to $89. No speech, no announcement. My father studied the menu like it contained the secrets of the universe. My mother asked about my little plant hobby. Marcus didn't come. He texted the family group chat. Congrats, Ellie. Big day. Crush it. 14 words. My best friend Sophia came instead. She gave me a hand-painted journal she'd saved 3 months to buy. $38. She knew I sketched field layouts in my notebooks. She was 31, working as a freelance illustrator, making maybe $48,000 a year. Those journals weren't cheap for her. After lunch, I waited. Maybe my father would say something in the parking lot. Maybe my mother would pull me aside. Nothing. 3 days later, my father called. Come to the house. We need to discuss your situation. My situation, not my future, not my gift. My situation, May 28, 2022. I drove to my parents' house in Lake Forest, 45 minutes from campus, sat in their living room, the same room where they'd toasted Marxitus's penthouse. My father handed me a manila folder. We're transferring ownership of the upstate property, he said. I opened it. Property deed, 14 acres. A farmhouse built in 1975. Last updated in 1989. It's the old Granville place, my mother said. The one Harold inherited from his aunt. We've been paying taxes on it for decades. I flipped to the appraisal dated 2021. Property value, $167,000. There was a post-it note in my father's handwriting. Land's barely worth the taxes. Structure's a liability. You're giving me a house, I said flatly. My father leaned back. Take the Granville place. At least you can't damage anything important. Property taxes are $4,800 annually. That's your responsibility. I stared at him. $4,800 is a year. I had $4,100 in my savings account. Did you give Marcus a furniture budget? I asked. My mother blinked. Marcus needed to establish his professional standing. He has clients who visit. How much? $20,000, my father said. But that was different. How? Marcus's apartment was an investment in his career. This land is, well, it's something to start with if you want to. I looked at the folder again. $167,000 property value. Marcus got $945,000. The gap was $778,000. That's how much less I was worth to them. I didn't cry. I didn't argue. I closed the folder. Okay, I said. My father looked surprised, like he'd prepared for a fight. You'll take it, my mother asked. Yes, she smiled, relieved. You'll love it, honey. It's quiet, peaceful, good for someone with your interests. Someone with my interests. Like I was a hobbyist. Not someone with a degree in soil science. Not someone who'd written a thesis on regenerative agriculture. I left at 3:45 p.m., drove back to my apartment, sat in the parking lot for 20 minutes. Then I called Sophia. They gave me a house, I said. That's amazing. It's worth a fraction of what they gave Marcus. Silence. Oh, she said, are you going to take it? I already said yes. Why? Because I'm going to make it worth more than his penthouse. I don't know how yet, but I will. June 15, 2022, 5:23 p.m. I pulled into the driveway of 172 Granville Road, upstate New York, 172 miles from Chicago. 3 hours and 40 minutes of driving. The house was white, fading white, peeling white. The front porch sagged in the middle like a tired animal. 14 acres stretched behind it. Overgrown, wild, some sections completely barren. I unlocked the front door. The smell hit me first. Dust, mice, and something damp and forgotten. 5 rooms, kitchen, living room, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. The toilet flushed, the sink worked, the water heater didn't. I called a repair company, $100 for a new one. Earliest appointment, July 21st. I hung up, checked my bank account for $100. After buying groceries on the way here. I couldn't afford the water heater. That night the temperature dropped to 36 degrees, June in upstate New York. Freezing at night. I had 1 blanket, no heat. I boiled water on the stove, filled the bathtub with lukewarm water, sat in it, and tried not to think about Marcus's heated bathroom with the marble vanity. I got out, dried off, put on 2 layers of clothes and a coat. I couldn't sleep. I sat at the kitchen table with the folder my father gave me. The 2021 appraisal was brutal. Land value $11,900 per acre. House value. The appraiser's note read, structure adds no value. Significant renovation or demolition recommended. My father's post-it was still there. Land's barely worth the taxes. I peeled it off, folded it, put it in my wallet. I was going to keep that note. And one day, I was going to show him he was wrong. The first week, I didn't tell anyone where I was. Marcus didn't ask. My parents didn't call. I spent my days walking the 14 acres, measuring, observing, taking notes. The soil was patchy, hard in some places, rocky in others. But there was a section, about a 1/4 acre, where wildflowers had pushed through. Daisies, black-eyed Susans, something purple I couldn't identify yet. I marked it with a stick, measured the distance from the house to the back fence, 136 paces. On June 22nd, my neighbor stopped by. Margaret O'Donnell, 68 years old, lived a mile down the road. You're Harold Vance's daughter? She asked. Yes, ma'am. She looked at the house, the land, back at me. Brave girl, she said. Nobody's made that land produce in 40 years. Your great-aunt tried, gave up after 3 seasons. She drove away. I stood there 40 years, nobody'd made it work. I walked back to the wildflower patch, knelt down, touched the soil. This is where I start, I whispered. Right here. August 2022. I'd been living on the property for 7 weeks. I'd planted a small vegetable patch using seeds from the hardware store. Tomatoes, lettuce, zucchini. Sold them at the Beacon Farmers Market on Saturdays. Market vendor fee $30. I made $47 that first day. Net profit $17. 4 hours in the sun for $17. But it was something. A woman stopped at my table. Mid-50s. Gray hair in a neat bob. She picked up a tomato, examined it. You grew these yourself, she asked. Yes, ma'am. Where? Upstate. I have 14 acres. She set the tomato down, studied me. 14 acres. What are you doing with the rest of it? Most of it's still unusable. I'm working on it. She reached into her bag, pulled out a business card. Dr. Helena Park, soil scientist, Cornell Cooperative Extension. I took the card. May I see your land? She asked. Why? Because 14 acres is a lot of potential, and you're selling tomatoes for $3 each. That tells me you don't know what you're sitting on yet. I looked at the card back at her. Okay, I said. Thursday at 2 p.m. Don't clean anything up. I need to see it as it is. She walked away. I sold 4 more tomatoes, drove home with $65 in cash, minus the $30 vendor fee, $35 net. I put Dr. Park's card on my fridge, August 4th, 2022, 2 p.m. Dr. Park pulled into my driveway in a Subaru Outback. She got out, nodded at me. Show me. I walked her through the property. She didn't say much, just stopped every 50 feet or so, took soil samples. 8 total. Labeled them carefully. What are you looking for? I asked. Peat drainage. Composition. For what? She stood, brushed dirt off her knees. You're sitting on something valuable if you pick the right crop, she said. This soil profile, this drainage pattern, this slope, it's wasted on vegetables. What should I grow? Sunflowers, I blinked. Sunflowers, high-value crop. Low maintenance once established. Thrives in poor soil, loves this drainage pattern. She gestured at the slope. You've got a 3% grade. Perfect. And you get at least 8 hours of direct sun daily. Sunflowers? She pulled a printout from her bag. With the right investment, you're looking at $35 to $50 per square foot in revenue annually. That's $15. Zeros into $20,000 per acre if you do it right. I stared at the paper. $15,000 per acre. I had 14 acres. Are you interested in doing it right? She asked. I don't have money for investment. How much do you have? I hesitated. Maybe $4,000. She didn't flinch. Start small, 200 plants, test plot. See if you can handle the work, then scale. How much for 200 plants? About $800. Plus you'll need a basic irrigation system, $2,500. My stomach dropped. $300. Find it, borrow it, work for it. Because if you don't invest now, you'll be selling tomatoes for the rest of your life. She got back in her car, rolled down the window. Call me when you're ready to think bigger than survival, she said. She drove away. I sat on the porch for an hour doing math. 200 plants, $840, irrigation system, $2,490. I had $3,890s in my account. If I spent it all, I'd have $400 left. No cushion, no backup. I called Sophia. I need to borrow money, I said. How much? $2,500. Silence. Sophia, I know it's a lot. It's not that, okay, I believe in you. I'll transfer it tomorrow. Don't pay me back until you're profitable, I cried after we hung up. First time in 2 months, the next day the money hit my account. I ordered 200 sunflower seedlings from a farm in Colorado. Paid for the irrigation system. Bank account after $890. August 15, 2022. I was all in, September 2022. The sunflower seedlings arrived. 200 of them in small starter pots. I spent 3 days planting them in a test plot. A 1/4 acre, rows spaced 3 feet apart. The first frost came October 12th. I woke at 4:30 a.m., ran outside in my coat, checked every plant. 193 survived, 96.5%. I texted Dr. Park. 193 of 200. Is that good? She replied in 5 minutes. That's excellent. You have a gift. A gift. Nobody had ever called anything I did a gift. The family didn't call. September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, 20 months, 0 visits. 2 phone calls from my mother, both under 2 minutes. December 2022, are you managing? Okay. Good. March 2023, just checking in, you good? Okay. Good. Both times I said, fine. Both times she said, okay, good, and hung up. Marcus didn't text, didn't call. His Instagram showed him at rooftop bars in Chicago, steak dinners, charity galas, networking events. His bio read, venture capital. Building the future, not waiting for it. My father sent one email. December 2020, subject line, tax reminder. Body tax bill due January 15th, $4,800. Hope you're managing. Dad, no, how are you? No, Merry Christmas. Just a reminder that I owed money. I paid it on January 14th, wiped out my savings from 3 months of data entry work. Thanksgiving 2022. My mother called. We're having dinner at the house, 3:30 p.m. Can you come? I drove down. 3.5 hours. Marcus was there with his new girlfriend Rachel, 27, worked in marketing. She wore a designer dress and talked about her SoulCycle membership. Dinner started at 4 p.m. My father asked Marcus about work. Marcus talked for 45 minutes about his firm's new fund, about crypto opportunities, about building generational wealth. My father nodded, asked questions, engaged. At 6:15 p.m. my father turned to me. How's the house? Fine, good. That was it, 1 question. 4 words, 5 seconds, we ate pie. I left at 8 p.m. On the drive back, I cried so hard I had to pull over. Winter 2022-2023. I worked part-time remotely, data entry for an insurance company, $17 an hour, 25 hours a week. I saved every dollar. By March 2023, I had enough to buy 500 more sunflower seedlings. The supplier offered a payment plan, $350 per plant, 30% down, total $5,250. Down payment, 575 lies. I expanded to 3.5 acres. My TikTok account had 89 followers, mostly bots. I posted videos of the seedlings, the progress, the rows of green pushing up through the soil. Nobody watched. April 2023, first real harvest. The original 193 plants yielded 112 pounds of sunflower seeds. I sold them at farmers markets, $4.50 per pound, $504. Costs, water, supplies, gas, market fees, $780. Net loss, $276. But I had orders. 14 people requested bulk orders for the next season, crafters, wedding planners. 1 small seed oil company. I wrote their names in a notebook. 14 reasons to keep going. I texted Sophia. First harvest, 112 pounds. I cried when I weighed it. She replied, "You're doing it. You're actually doing it." Mother's Day 2023. I posted a photo on TikTok. Sunflower buds just starting to bloom. Purple gold haze across the field. Caption, Year 1. Still growing. My mother viewed the story. Didn't like it, didn't comment, didn't message. I stared at the view list, her name right there. Patricia Vance. She saw it. She just didn't care. Fall 2023. I reinvested everything. Bought 3 $200 more seedlings. Took out $9,000 in credit card debt. Total sunflower area, 8.7 acres, 62% of the property. I worked 75 hours a week, data entry, farm work, market Saturdays. By March 2024, I had my first profitable month. Revenue, $6,400. Net, $3,200. Bank account balance, $7,100. First time over $5,000 since I moved in. I sat at the kitchen table and stared at the number on my phone. $7,100. I'd done it. 1 month of profit. Proof it could work. TikTok followers, 2,100. Still mostly bots, but real people now. People who loved sunflowers. People who believed in small farms. May 15th, 2024. 6:38 p.m. I was watering the far section of the field. The sun was setting. Golden hour. The light hit the sunflowers in a way I'd never seen before. All that gold and green and purple-brown centers. I pulled out my phone, shot a video. 52 seconds. No filter. Just waves of sunflowers and golden light. I posted it to TikTok. Caption. 2 years ago, this was dead land. Today, it's 8.7 acres of sunflowers. Sometimes you have to plant your own miracle. I put my phone in my pocket and went back to watering. By 8:15 p.m., the video had 18,000 views. I refreshed. By 10:47 p.m., 480,000 views. I couldn't sleep. I kept checking every hour. May 16th, 7 views. May 17th, 11 p.m., 9.4 million views. 9.4 million people had seen my field. My inbox exploded. 1,200 DM requests. Most were spam, some were sweet. This is beautiful. Where is this? Can I visit? Some were business inquiries. Hudson Valley Magazine, we'd love to feature you. 6 wedding planners, is your farm available for events? A seed oil company. Interested in wholesale partnership. And one message that changed everything. May 25th, 2024, 10:14 a.m. We invest in sustainable agriculture businesses. Your story caught our attention. Are you open to a conversation? Marcus Webb. VP of Operations, Golden Prairie Capital. I stared at it. Golden Prairie Capital. I Googled them. Venture capital firm. 17 sustainable agriculture businesses in their portfolio. Farms, apiaries, organic dairies, legitimate. I didn't reply. Not yet. TikTok followers, 187,000 in 1 week. May 15th, 189,000 followers. Product orders flooded in, seeds, dried flowers, oils. Revenue that month, $22,700. Previous month, $5,100. 8 wedding venue deposits, $3 each. $24,000 revenue secured for the next season. I called Sophia. I think it's happening. What's happening? I don't know yet, but something big. June 3rd, 2024, 7:12 a.m. Marcus, my brother, called. I didn't answer. Voicemail. Hey, Ellie. Saw your thing on TikTok. Pretty cool. We should catch up sometime. Call me deleted it. He hadn't called me in 2 years. Now my video had 9 million views. And suddenly he wanted to catch up. I blocked his number June 10th, 2024. I called Dr. Park. Someone from Golden Prairie Capital reached out. Marcus Webb, do you know him? I know of him. He's legitimate. But get a lawyer before you talk to him. A lawyer, Elena, if they're reaching out, you've built something they want. Don't sell yourself short. You're not just a girl with a garden anymore. She gave me a name. David Chen, agricultural business attorney, $375 an hour. I booked a consultation, June 11th, 2024, 1 p.m. David Chen's office. He was 44, sharp suit, sharper questions. What do you want from this conversation? He asked. Money, control, or both? I don't know yet. Then figure it out before you meet with them, because they'll ask. And they'll offer whichever one you don't ask for. He reviewed Golden Prairie's email. They don't reach out unless they see 7 figures. 7 figures? Your farm, your brand, your TikTok. Combined, that's worth at least $1.5 million. Maybe more. I sat back. $1.5 million. 2 years ago, my father said this land was barely worth $167,000. Do I have to sell? I asked. No. But if you do, negotiate for more than money. Negotiate for control. Make them need you. July 2nd, 2024. My father's 65th birthday. My mother called. We're having dinner. Can you come? I hadn't been to their house in 7 months. Okay, I said. I drove down, arrived at 4:30 p.m. Marcus's car wasn't in the driveway yet. My mother was in the kitchen. She hugged me. You look good, she said. Thanks. How's the farm? Good. I saw your video. 9 million views, that's incredible. I waited for more. For her to ask about the business, about the growth, about anything real. Can you set the table, she asked. That was it. 4:52 p.m. I was in the hallway. My mother was on the phone in the kitchen. She didn't know I could hear. I don't care what you have to do. Find a way. He's your son too, Harold. Pause. The penthouse is already leveraged. What else is there? Pause. How much? Pause. God. How does someone lose $1.2 million? I froze. $1.2 million. Private lenders. Harold. Those people. Pause. 22% monthly. Are you serious? Pause. August 15th. That's 6 weeks. Where are we supposed to get that kind of money? I stepped into the kitchen. My mother turned, saw me. Her face went pale. I'll call you back, she said. Hung up. Honey, I didn't hear you come in. Long enough. Dinner, 6:30 p.m. Marcus arrived 45 minutes late. He looked exhausted. Thinner, shadows under his eyes. My father asked about work. I'm between opportunities, Marcus said. Translation, unemployed. What about the fund, my father asked. The market's been tough. Which market, I asked. Stocks or crypto? Marcus looked at me. First time he'd made eye contact all night. I diversified. Into what? Let's not talk business at dinner, my mother said quickly. We ate in silence. After dinner, I helped clear plates. My parents went into the study. Door half closed, I heard my mother's voice. We can't let him lose everything, Harold. That farm is worth something now. She'll understand, she has to. My father, Patricia. She's doing well. She doesn't need it like he does. I set the plates down, walked out the front door, got in my car, drove home. 3.5 hours of thinking, July 3rd, 2024. I couldn't stop thinking about what I'd heard. $1.2 million lost. Marcus. Crypto. I googled crypto collapse 2023. Terra Luna. A stablecoin that crashed overnight. People lost $1.3 billion. That was the same month I was harvesting my first 112 pounds of sunflower seeds. While I was bleeding money into soil, he was bleeding it into algorithms. The difference? Mine grew back, July 3rd, 11:38 p.m. My phone buzzed, unknown number, tell your brother time's up. August 15th, no extensions. Wrong number, meant for my mother, but now I knew, private lenders. The kind that don't go through banks. August 15th, 6 weeks. They were going to ask for my farm. I knew it, I could feel it. I had a choice, wait for them to ask, or take control first. July 4th, 2024, 3:47 p.m. I emailed Marcus Webb. I'm ready to talk, when can we meet? He replied at 8:12 p.m. on a holiday. How's July 14th, 1 p.m.? I can meet you in Beacon. Bring your lawyer if you have one. I called David Chen. Booked him. 2 hours, $750. Then I texted Sophia. Remember when you said I'd pay you back double? I might actually be able to do that soon. July 14th, 2024, 1 p.m. The Roundhouse Cafe, Beacon, New York. I'd moved the meeting up. Originally scheduled for later, but after overhearing my mother on July 2nd, I knew I needed to move fast. Marcus Webb was 53, gray hair, confident handshake, navy suit. With him, a corporate attorney with a leather briefcase. David Chen sat next to me. We ordered coffee. 3 rounds over the next 2 hours. We've been following your growth, Marcus Webb said. 9 million views doesn't happen by accident. You've built a brand, not just a farm. We want to scale it. What does that mean? I asked. We buy the property, we buy the business, we buy the IP, your TikTok, your branding, your customer list. We invest in infrastructure, hire a team, turn this into a regional destination. And I do what? Whatever you want. Walk away with the money, or stay on and help us grow it. He slid a paper across the table. 2.2 million for everything. I looked at the number, 2.2 million, 13 times what my father said this land was worth. David leaned over, whispered, "Don't answer yet. Step outside with me." Parking lot. David lit a cigarette. They're lowballing. 2.2 million is lowballing. The land alone is worth 1.6 now. The business is worth another 2 minimum. They're hoping you don't know that. What should I ask for? 3-2 and demand a management role. You're the brand. They need you. What if they say no and they say no, but they won't? Back inside. I sat down, looked at Marcus Webb. I appreciate the offer, I said. But I've built this brand personally. Customers trust me, not a corporation. I'll sell for 2.85 million with one condition. Marcus raised an eyebrow. I stay on as managing director 2 years. Salary of $195,000 per year, plus 4% profit share. Non-negotiable. He looked at his lawyer, looked back at me. That's actually very reasonable, he said. We'd want you to stay on anyway. Brand continuity is critical. He extended his hand. Give us 48 hours to draft the contract. July 16th, 2024, 4:14 p.m., David called. They accepted every term. They're sending the contract tomorrow. I sat down. Alina, he said, you just became a millionaire. July 18th, 2024, 10 a.m., David's office. The contract was 52 pages. I read every word. Took 3 hours. Purchase price, $2.85 million. My role, Managing Director, Hudson Valley Sunflower Farm, Golden Prairie Capital LLC. Contract length, 24 months, July 2024 to July 2026. Salary, $195,000 per year. Profit share, 4% of net annual profits. NDA 30 days or until closing, whichever came first. I signed at 1:22 p.m. When's closing, I asked. They proposed July 28th. But you can request a different date if you want. I thought about it. My mother's 48-hour ultimatum. If she was going to ask, it would be soon. Can we do July 20th? I asked. At noon. Why that specific? I have my reasons. David looked at me, then smiled. I'll make it happen. July 18th, 2:47 p.m. I texted Sophia. I signed something today. I can't tell you what. But you should block off July 20th at noon. Trust me, she replied. You're scaring me. Good. Scared is good, I promise. July 19th, 2024, 10:23 a.m. I was watering the sunflowers. East section, rows 12 through 18. I heard a car. I looked up. My mother's Honda Accord. Alone. She didn't call ahead. I turned off the hose. She got out, beige pants, blue blouse, sunglasses. Alina, we need to talk. Now you could have called. This isn't a phone conversation. We sat on the porch. She didn't ask how I was. Didn't comment on the fields. Didn't say the sunflowers were beautiful. She got straight to it. Your brother is in trouble. Serious trouble. He needs money. A lot of it. How much? At least $900,000. Your father and I have maybe $250,000 in savings. We're short. I looked at her. And you think my farm is the difference? You have 48 hours to vacate, she said. Your brother's investors need the collateral. Silence. I let it sit there. 48 hours? I repeated. That's until July 20th noon. And then what? Then your brother takes possession. He'll sell it. Use the money to settle his debts. What do I get? We're not trying to take from you, Elena. We'll give you $75,000 to start over somewhere else. That's more than fair. $75,000 for a farm worth $2.85 million. You're young, she continued. You're 26, you can build another garden. Marcus is 33. He can't start from zero, you understand that, right? I built this from zero, I said. You had the land, Marcus had the penthouse. Her face tightened. This is different. How? Marcus made one mistake. You want your brother to suffer forever? I stood up. I need to think about it. There's nothing to think about. July 20th. Noon. Your father will come with Marcus to take over. Pack what you need. She stood. Walked to her car. Before she got in, she turned. This is family, Elena. You do this for family. She drove away. I sat on the porch for 15 minutes, didn't move, just sat. At 11:47 a.m. I called David. Can we move the closing ceremony up? I asked. It already is July 20th. No, I mean, can we add witnesses, press, make it public? Silence. What happened? David asked. My family just tried to take it back. I want them to see they can't. How many people do you want there? As many as possible. I'll contact Golden Prairie. They'll love the publicity. Elena, you okay? I will be. July 20th, noon. July 19th, 9:14 a.m. My phone buzzed. Email from my mother. Subject est. I'm serious, Mom. I opened it. She'd accidentally forwarded an email from Marcus. Sent July 17th, 2024. 11:38 p.m. Mom, I need at least $900,000 or they'll take everything. The penthouse. The car. Everything. I've been stalling them for weeks, but August 15th is the hard deadline. Can you sell her farm? She's just playing with dirt anyway. You said it went viral. That means it's worth something now, right? Maybe $700,000, $800,000. She's 26. She can get a real job. I can't start over at 33 with nothing. Dad agrees with me. He's just too scared to say it. Please, Mom, I'm drowning here. I made a mistake with Luna, but I can't let one mistake destroy my whole life. Marcus, I read it 4 times. Just playing with dirt. That's what 3 years of 15-hour days looked like to him. A real job. That's what a business generating $22,700 a month looked like to him. Dad agrees with me. My father thought I should give up my farm to save Marcus from his own mistakes. I took a screenshot, saved it to my photos, my laptop, Google Drive, then I forwarded it to David. Subject. Context for Sunday's ceremony. 3 minutes later, my mother texted. Please disregard previous email. I didn't reply. I texted Sophia. I need you to do me a favor Sunday at the ceremony. If my family shows up, don't let me feel sorry for them. She replied immediately. What happened? I sent her this screenshot. She called. Elena, I know. Playing with dirt, I know. You're not giving them anything, right? No. But I need you there to remind me why. I'll be there. July 19th. Afternoon. I sat at my kitchen table, opened my laptop, created a spreadsheet. Guest list: Dr. Helena Park, Sophia Reyes, Hudson Valley Magazine, Poughkeepsie Journal, County Supervisor Sarah Kim, David Chen, Marcus Webb, plus Golden Prairie Team. 14 business partners, 9 local business owners, 4 neighbors, 23 Instagram followers who'd become friends. By the time I was done, 58 names. I drafted an email. You're invited to the transfer ceremony of Hudson Valley Sunflower Farm. July 20th, 12 p.m. Light refreshments served. Your support has meant everything. I hit send. By 51 confirmed. July 19th evening. I rented a tent, 20 feet by 40 feet, 80 seats. 200 ordered catering, 60 people, $25 per head, $500. Champagne, 8 bottles, $240. Assigned professional vinyl print, 10 feet by 4 feet, under new ownership, Golden Prairie Capital LLC, $420. Total event cost, $4,360. I paid from the farm account. The sign arrived at 3:47 p.m. I unwrapped it on the lawn, stared at it, 10 feet wide, impossible to miss. I took a photo, sent it to Sophia. This is what they're going to see, she replied. I'm so proud of you. 6 p.m. I drove to the outlet mall 45 minutes away. Bought a navy blazer and matching trousers. First suit I'd ever owned, $380 on sale from 620 black pumps, $95. I hadn't worn heels in 3 years. Total, $475. I drove home, hung the suit on the door, practiced my speech in the mirror. Thank you all for coming. 2 years ago, I received a piece of land most people thought was worthless. I did it 6 times before I got it right. July 19th, 11:47 p.m. I couldn't sleep. I walked out to the sunflower fields. The moon was waxing gibbous, 80% full. I stood in the middle of row 7, touched the plants. Tomorrow they'd find out what I was actually worth. Not what my father thought, not what Marcus thought, what I'd built. I whispered to myself. Tomorrow they find out. I went back inside, checked my phone. Text from Dr. Park, sent at 12:03 a.m. Thank you for believing in dirt, I replied. I believed in you. The dirt was just lucky. See you at noon. She sent back one word, proud. July 20th, 2024, 8:30 a.m. The caterers arrived. The tent was already up. 80 white folding chairs arranged in rows. A table at the front for signing documents. Champagne table by the entrance. 8 bottles on ice. 100 glasses. The sign faced the gate. Under new ownership, Golden Prairie Capital LLC. 10 feet wide, 4 feet tall, impossible to miss in 47 a.m. First guests arrived. Dr. Helena Park, 2 colleagues from Cornell Extension. She hugged me. You ready for this? She asked. I've been ready for 2 years, 11:52 a.m. I was inside the tent checking the seating chart with David. Sophia ran in. He's here. My stomach dropped. Marcus? Yeah, silver BMW just pulled in. I walked to the tent opening, looked out. Silver BMW 2022 model, Marcus behind the wheel. He had 2 empties boxes in the back seat, 1 duffel bag on the passenger seat. He was planning to pack up my stuff. He was planning to stay. He rounded the bend, saw the tent, 50-plus vehicles, saw people in business attire, saw the sign. His car lurched. He hit the brake hard, parked 20 feet from the gate, sat there staring 2 minutes, 20 seconds. I watched from inside the tent. Guests noticed him, started whispering. Sophia texted me, your brother just pulled up. He looks like he saw a ghost. Marcus got out, slammed the car door, walked toward the gate. His face was red, fists clenched. He didn't see me yet. He saw Marcus Webb, 53, in a suit, talking to County Supervisor Sarah Kim. Marcus stopped. What the hell is this? Where's my sister? 11:55 a.m. Another car, my mother's Honda Accord. My father in the passenger seat. They saw Marcus's car, saw the tent, saw the sign. My mother's face went pale. I could see her through the windshield. My father said something. I couldn't hear it, but I saw his lips move. My mother didn't get out. She gripped the steering wheel. My father stared straight ahead. I stepped out of the tent, navy suit. Hair pulled back, clipboard in hand. I saw all 3 of them. Marcus, Patricia, Harold. I looked at my father first. He looked away. Marcus walked toward me. What is this? Mom said you were giving this back. What the hell is going on? I didn't move. The ceremony starts in 2 minutes. You're welcome to stay and watch. Ceremony? What ceremony? Elena, we need to talk now. We will. Afternoon. Right now, I have guests. Guests for what? Marcus Webb stepped forward, extended his hand. You must be the brother. Elena's told us a lot about you. Congratulations on having such a brilliant sister. Marcus stared at Marcus Webb's hand. Didn't shake it. 12 p.m., noon exactly. David Chen stepped to the microphone. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us for this special case. I looked at Marcus. He was frozen, 15 feet away. My mother got out of the car, walked over, stood next to him. My father followed slower. He looked older than I remembered. We're here today, David continued, to celebrate an incredible achievement. David spoke for 4 minutes, 40 seconds. 2 years ago, Elena Vance received 14 acres of what many considered unusable land. Today that land is valued at $2.85 million and the business she built is thriving. Gasps from the crowd. I glanced at my mother. Her mouth was open. This is a story, David said, of vision, of persistence, and of refusing to accept other people's limitations. Applause. I looked at my father. He was staring at the ground. David introduced Sarah Kim, County Supervisor, 54, Democrat, up for re-election. I've represented this district for 10 years, she said, and I can tell you, Elena's farm is exactly the kind of sustainable business we need. She spoke for 3 minutes, 18 seconds. When I first visited in April, Elena had 100 sunflower plants and a dream. Today, she has a $2.85 million business and a blueprint other farmers are studying. More applause. She's created jobs, attracted tourism, proved that with the right approach, our agricultural heritage has a future. Sarah Kim looked at me. That's the American story we need to tell more often. 42 seconds of applause. During the applause, a journalist raised a camera. Flash. I glanced at Marcus. He was 40 feet away, standing next to our parents. Not clapping. My mother had tears streaming down her face. Not happy tears. My father's jaw was tight. Marcus looked like he might crack a tooth. 12:15 p.m. Marcus Webb stepped up. Golden Prairie Capital invests in sustainable agriculture businesses with significant growth potential. Elena's farm exceeded every metric we look for. He spoke for 6 minutes, 12 seconds. Our offer was $2. $85 million for the property and business. But Elena negotiated something most sellers don't think to ask for. He paused. She demanded to stay. Murmurs. For the next 2 years she'll serve as managing director. Salary of $195,000 annually. Plus 4% profit share. He looked at me. She's not selling out, she's scaling up. The crowd erupted. A reporter stood. Grace Chen, Hudson Valley Magazine. Miss Vance, can you tell us what you plan to do with the proceeds from the sale? I stepped to the microphone, 58 faces looking at me, including my family. Pay back the people who believed in me when no one else did, I said, and invest in the next woman who gets handed worthless land. Applause. Cameras flashed. Dr. Park stood. May I say something? David nodded. Dr. Park walked to the front. I met Elena at a farmer's market 2 years ago. She'd made $47 that day and was thrilled. Soft laughter. I tested her soil, told her she had potential. She didn't just meet that potential, she exceeded it. Her voice cracked. I've watched her work 15-hour days in 90-degree heat, troubleshoot irrigation systems at midnight, turn dirt into gold. She looked at me. Not because she had resources, because she refused to quit. That's not luck, that's character. She sat down. I blinked rapidly, tried not to cry. Sophia in row 3 was already crying. Applause. 58 seconds. During it, Marcus turned, walked toward his car. My mother grabbed his arm. He shook her off, kept walking, but he stopped, turned around, came back, stood there, arms crossed, face dark. 12:24 p.m. David brought out the documents, 12 pages. Patricia Moss, Notary Public, sat at the table, 65 years old, official New York State seal. Sign here, here, and initial here, she said. Marcus Webb's, signed first, then me. 12:27 p.m. I used my own pen, a $10 rollerball, had it since college. As of 12:27 p.m. July 20th, 2024, Patricia said, this property is officially transferred. She stamped the seal. It's done. Champagne poured. Marcus Webb raised his glass. To Elena Vance, managing director, entrepreneur, and proof that the best revenge is success. The crowd toasted. I looked toward where my family had been standing. Only my father was still there. Patricia and Marcus were gone. Cameras, photos. I stood in front of the sign with Marcus Webb, Dr. Park, David, Sophia. 53 photos across 2 photographers. Grace Chen asked one more question. Elena, how does it feel to turn a $167,000 property into nearly $3 million in just 2 years? I looked straight at the camera. It feels like proof that I was never the problem. 1:15 p.m. Guests started leaving. 15 people still mingling. My father approached. First words he'd said to me in person in 7 months. Can we talk? Just for a minute? 1:47 p.m. Inside the house, living room. The same room where my father handed me the deed 2 years ago. Marcus, Patricia, Harold, Elena. Marcus had come back, car still in the driveway. He'd been sitting in it for 40 minutes. Say whatever you came to say, I said. But make it quick, I have guests to attend to. Marcus exploded, you knew. You knew we needed this and you sold it anyway. I looked at him. I knew you wanted it. I didn't know you needed it until Mom showed up yesterday. By then, I'd already signed the contract. 2 weeks before her visit. Silence. 2 weeks, he said. You signed 2 weeks ago? So when Mom came, you didn't even own it anymore. I couldn't tell her. NDA. Marcus paced. 14 laps across the 12-foot room. You could have waited. You could have sold it and split the money with me. I'm your brother. You're right, you are. And when you graduated, Dad gave you a $945 penthouse. When I graduated, he gave me dirt. Did you offer to split that with me? That was different. How? I needed it for my career. I needed basic respect. Patricia interrupted. Elena, please. Your brother made a mistake. One mistake. You want him to suffer forever? I stood up. He didn't make one mistake, Mom. He made a series of choices. He quit a $230,000 job to gamble on crypto. He lost $1.2 million. He leveraged his penthouse. He borrowed from private lenders at 22% monthly interest. Those weren't mistakes. Those were decisions. He's your brother. I built this in spite of you, not because of you. Patricia's voice rose. That's not fair. We gave you the land. You gave me land you said was worthless. You gave Marcus an apartment you called an investment. You gave me a burden and him a gift. Those aren't the same thing. We didn't know you'd succeed. That's exactly my point. My father stood. He'd been silent for 11 minutes. Patricia, stop, she's right. Marcus turned. Dad, no, let me finish. Harold looked at me. I gave you that land because I thought it couldn't hurt you. I was wrong. It could have ruined you. But you, his voice cracked. You made it matter. He sat back down. I didn't think you had it in you. I thought Marcus was the one who'd make something of himself. I was wrong about both of you. His hands were shaking. I noticed it for the first time. A tremor. I enabled you, Marcus. Every bad decision. I bailed you out. And Elena, I underestimated you. Both were failures on my part. I felt something break inside my chest. 2 years. 2 years I'd been waiting to hear those words. You could have told me that 2 years ago, I said, my voice cracked. Before I spent 1,000 nights wondering if you were right about me. I walked to the door. I'm not giving you money to fix Marcus's mistakes. I'm not giving you access to my business. But I'm also not cutting you out of my life. Not yet. I looked at all three of them. I need time to decide if I can forgive you. For trying to take the first thing I ever built. You have my number. Don't use it unless you're ready to apologize for real. Not for needing help. For assuming I owed you my success because Marcus failed. Marcus opened his mouth. I'm done, I said. Please leave. I walked out. Sophia was waiting by the tent. She saw my face. Didn't ask questions. Just hugged me. Inside, I heard my mother's voice through the window. This is your fault, Harold. You made her like this. My father's reply. No, I tried to break her like this. She made herself anyway. January 18th, 2025. Farmhouse office. Renovated, heat now. Wi-Fi. Ergonomic desk, team meeting, 12 employees. I sat at the head of the table. December revenue was $94,200, 16% over projection. Production is up 24% from October. We're hitting every target Golden Prairie set for year 1. Applause from the team. Sarah, operations manager. The Whole Foods contract starts February 1st. We're ready. Whole Foods signed November 12th, 2024. $1.4 million annually. Sunflower products, seeds, oils, dried flowers in grocery stores across the Northeast. After the meeting, I checked TikTok. Farm account, 410,000 followers, up from 189,000 in July. Latest post, January 15th, snow-covered sunflower fields. 102. Top comment. This is what healing looks like. This updates I'd learned from Dr. Park. Marcus declared bankruptcy. October 18th, 2024. Penthouse sold November 23rd. Sale price, $720,000, after paying mortgages and liens zero to Marcus. He moved back to my parents' house, working at my father's friend's logistics company. Operations coordinator, $54,000 a year. He started December 2nd. I hadn't spoken to him since July 20th. I blocked his number. But I dreamed about him sometimes. Dreams where I gave him money and he threw it back at me. October 2024. My mother called. First real conversation since July. Your father was diagnosed with Parkinson's, early stage. I thought you should know. The call lasted 7 minutes. 40 seconds. I asked about treatment. Prognosis. I didn't visit. Will you come see us? She asked. I'm not ready. When will you be ready? I don't know. I'll let you know when I know. I started therapy. September 5th, 2024, weekly sessions. $175 each, 20 sessions so far. What do you want from your family? I don't know. What do you need? Time. December 20th, 2024, 2:14 p.m. A Christmas card arrived. Addressed to Elena Vance, Managing Director, inside. A photo of my parents, no Marcus, Harold's handwriting. Shaky, Parkinson's tremor. We're proud of you. We should have said it years ago. We should have shown it. We didn't. That failure is ours, not yours. We're sorry, Dad. Below, in my mother's handwriting. You don't have to forgive us, but please know we see you now, Mom. 38 words. I didn't respond, but I didn't throw it away. I put it in my desk drawer. December 25th, Christmas Day, I almost called. Phone in hand, father's number on the screen, finger hovering over call. I didn't press it, put the phone down, cried for 12 minutes. First time I'd cried about them since July. January 1st, 2025. 3:47 a.m., New Year's night. Text from an unknown number, Chicago area code. 312. It's Marcus. I know you blocked me. I'm not asking you to respond. I just need to say this. I'm sorry. Not for needing help. For thinking your success was somehow taken from me. For thinking Dad giving you the bad land meant you'd fail. For thinking I deserved more because I'm older, or because I went to a better school. I get it now. Too late, I know. But I get it. You didn't take anything from me. I threw away what I had. That's on me. I hope you're doing well. You deserve to be. Marcus, 124 words. I read it 6 times. January 4th, 2025. 11:20 a.m. I responded. First words to Marcus in 169 days. Thank you. I'm not ready to see you yet. But thank you. January 18th, 2025. 5:47 p.m. After the team meeting, after checking texts, after everything, I walked into the snow-covered sunflower fields, 28 degrees. Sun setting at 5:52 p.m. 3 inches of snow. The sunflowers were dormant. 100 plants. 97% survival rate. Prop, $3.2 million. My net worth, after taxes, after paying Sophia back double, after investments, $1.93 million. I took a photo. Sunflower fields at sunset covered in snow. Posted a TikTok 6:3 caption. Year 1 of new ownership complete. 14 acres. 12 people employed. 9.4 million reasons I'm grateful you believed in something I built from dirt. Here's to year 2. To everyone who's been handed the thing nobody wanted and told to be grateful, you don't owe them your success, but you owe yourself the chance to try. Hudson Valley Sunflowers, Year 1, built from dirt. Likes in the first hour, 52,400. Comments in the first hour. Top comment from Dr. Park, proud doesn't even begin to cover it. Second comment from Sophia, I knew you'd do it. I always knew. 6:47 p.m. My father commented. First time he'd ever commented on anything I posted. Your mother and I are proud of you. We should have said it sooner. I read it 3 times, didn't respond, but I didn't delete it either. 7:15 p.m. I went inside. The house was warm, new heating system. Installed August. The team had left at 6:00 p.m. I was alone. I made tea, lavender chamomile from my own harvest. Sat in the living room that used to freeze, 70 degrees now. I opened my laptop. Checked the Whole Foods contract one more time. $1.4 million annually, starting February 1st. I closed the laptop, looked around the room. This house that was supposed to be worthless. This land that was supposed to break me. I smiled. Not a triumphant smile, a tired one, a real one. The smile of someone who planted something in frozen ground and watched it grow. Outside, snow was still falling. Inside, I was warm. I whispered to myself, they tried to take it back, they didn't understand. I was never going to let that happen.